What's up there, crew? This is Ask Matt, Season 2, Episode 217, and Minion had a great question right there. Minion's question was, Matt, at what point did you decide to take the leap and hire employees or a employee? This is a great question because this was probably the most difficult thing to get going and start with when starting a business. Because when do you hire an employee? And when I'm talking employee, I'm saying outside of your spouse or your brother-in-law or sister, whatever, right? I'm talking someone employee, okay? Here's the way I did it, and I think it worked pretty well. As you guys know, I was a high school teacher. When I would go to events, okay, I would just bring some of my different baseball players and say, now, keep in mind, off the start, it was just me and Lorene, or just me, right? Off the start, just me, and then me and Lorene as we started getting busier, and then it started getting busier, and then kids and everything else. But me and Lorene, and then it started to get to the point where we needed more help. So I would get one of the baseball players and say, hey, you want to come work an event with me this weekend? And it's we're going to work this many hours, and you're going to make $10 an hour. And we just paid him cash, obviously, because we weren't really technically a business then, okay? You guys know how it is when you're first starting. It's kind of a little side hustle. You're trying to make some extra little money because you're teaching. You're not making a lot of money teaching and so on. So that's how I started. I wouldn't really call that my first employee, obviously. So I just brought them in when I needed help at events. Then as my eBay website and my eBay store started to pick up, and then I created Equid, and that started to pick up. Then what I started doing is I would bring 1 or 2 players or students to the events, depending on the size of the event. But then I started needing help at the house. And they would come over to the house after practice. Hey, you want to come lead for 3 hours? Now, you had to phrase that a little bit different, okay? You couldn't really ask the 17-year-old high school baseball senior to come over to your house for weed, right? It was, I forget what word I used, but you really can't say, you don't want the baseball player going to school the next day and say, hey, I was weeding with Coach Fasalo last night. Not a good look. Probably fired, right? But when I say weeding, you guys know what weeding is. It's removing the excess vinyl, okay? So being a high school teacher, you got to be a little more particular with your words and the way that you use them, right? So, but that's what I did, is they would come over and they would weed decals out for a big fundraiser for 2 or 3 hours because they had time and they could come make $20-$30. There were times where I had huge orders and I would bring 4 of them over, 5 of them over. I was paying $50 an hour in employee cost, right, and employee wages, but we were weeding 1,000 decals. We were weeding 1,500 decals. What that allowed me to do is not spend all freaking night, all-nighters, 3 nights in a row doing this stuff. It allowed me to get it done so I could work on other orders and gain new customers, right? So that's how I started with the employee side of it. Then as I kept growing, especially over the summer, being a teacher is pretty cool because over the summer you're not teaching, so you could work on the business pretty much full time. So over the summer, I technically hired one to be a part-time employee, okay? So what I mean by part-time employee is when I need you, okay, I'm going to guarantee you this many. So I would normally guarantee them 15 to 20 hours a week. But I didn't really know exactly when. Because the hardest part is if you're not busy enough, if you don't have orders coming in all the time, they're just going to sit there twiddling their thumbs with nothing to do. And then what happens, and I'm sure a lot of you have been here, is you're spending most of your day thinking of things for them to do, which is taking away from your business and costing your business money. It's stupid, right? So anytime you have somebody helping you or an employer looking to start and get an employee, make sure they just have some simple work to do, whether it's weeding, cutting vinyl, fixing stones, brushing in stones, whatever it is. But a lot of the simple stuff. I was so tired of trying to figure out, okay, maybe you can organize this today, and then they organize it wrong and you redo it, and you just paid $30 for them to reorganize something that you're going to redo, and you just wasted money, right? So make sure that you have stuff for them to do, whether it's weeding, whether it's brushing in stones, whatever it is. And then I would say I'm going to guarantee you 10 to 15 hours a week, okay? And it's probably going to be at nights, because I would always do it nights because I could have orders come in the day. And then even if I knew I could get those orders done during the day, I would work on other stuff knowing that they were coming in and they could knock those out and weed them and everything else. Make sense? So then it finally got to the point, as the business kept growing, that, okay, I can guarantee you 25 hours a week. It was a long time until I hired a full-time 40-hour-a-week guaranteed person. And the reason why is I never really had I would have 2 shirts, 3 decals, this day, this day, this day, this day, and then I would have 100 decals. And then I would have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 250, and then 2, 2, 2, 5, and then 200. And I never knew when those 200s were coming in or the 500s were coming in, right? And I didn't want someone sitting around getting paid for doing nothing. And I didn't want to send them home and waste their day either. So I never committed to them guaranteeing hours, because I didn't want to give money away for nothing. So we finally did get to the point, especially where we had a full-time, is when we had the storefront, because we had to be open specific hours and they would be in the storefront working the storefront side of it. So that's the biggest thing, is I decided to take the leap to hire an employee when I knew that Lorene and I could not do it by ourselves, and I knew that it just being us doing it was holding our business back from growing. So I slowly did it, slowly brought people in to help during busy times, then that helped to get more sales, and then slowly brought people in a certain amount of hours a week, and then slowly brought them in for 20 hours a week, and then 30 hours a week, and eventually it got to 40, but then it was pretty crazy. After I got my full first-time employee at 40 hours a week, the business just started taking off. I literally went from probably 1 employee to 5 or 6 employees within, if I had to guess, 6 months, because I could focus so much more on the sales and getting stuff out there and creating new designs and doing new stuff, because they were doing the repetitive pressing, weeding, and so on. And I could focus on the business side of it. So, Minion, hopefully this helped you out. Appreciate the awesome question. I know this one is going to help a lot of you. So please comment below. Let me know your experience. Let me know if you have any employees yet. Let me know if you're thinking about hiring. Let me know if this video helped you, because that's the goal of all these Ask Matts. Hopefully you can tell how excited I am to do these videos to help you guys, because even in just the 16 videos I've done already for this Ask Matt, you would be amazed at all the emails that I've already gotten saying, oh my gosh, this helped me so much. Oh my gosh, I was just in that situation. This video is going to fix that. Oh my God. It's awesome. And that's the part I love, is seeing it help you guys. And that's what makes me really excited to make these videos. So if you haven't yet, damn it, subscribe to the YouTube channel right there. Click the like button if you liked this video right there. The real subscribe is right there. And if you missed yesterday's Ask Matt for any reason, and it better be a good reason, it's right there. So go watch it right now. All right, crew, I will see you tomorrow. You guys have an amazing night. Later.